To move a mob, click and drag the mob icon to the new paddock. This movement will be recorded to today's date. To enter a mob movement that happened in the past or one that you plan to do in future, right-click on the mob and go to Current Location and Movements. Enter the date of the move and the paddock that they moved to, and then save. Under the Movements tab, you can view all historical and future paddock movements for that mob. These records can be edited or deleted. If you rotationally graze your mobs, you can use the rotation planner to enter your mob movements instead. You can add a single paddock at a time, along with a number of days to graze that paddock, or you can enter multiple paddocks at once. Either enter the number of days they graze each paddock, or the number of days per hectare. Then click on the paddocks on the map in the order of the rotation. Then hit complete when you've finished. The number of days to graze each paddock can be changed, as well as the order of the paddock in the rotation. When you go back to the Movements tab, you'll see the future paddock movements have been automatically added based on the rotation, and you can either confirm that these movements happened, change the date, or change the paddock. Planned rotations will also appear under the Reminders and Current Alerts Livestock Rotations heading. Here you can confirm all the movements or confirm them one by one. Whichever method you use to enter your livestock movements, it's important to enter paddock movements that are planned in the future so that the pasture and animal predictions will reflect your management. If this is not done, Ag360 assumes that the mob will stay in the current paddock forever because it doesn't have any information to say otherwise. So even if your plans might change slightly, entering an approximate grazing plan will give you much more meaningful predictions than if you only enter past movements. Mobs can also be split or merged together, again by right-clicking on the mob icon. To split a mob, describe the new mob that you're creating, the paddock that they're going into, the date you create the mob, and the number of animals in the new mob. The number of animals in the existing mob will be automatically updated. A new mob icon will appear on the screen when the change you've made becomes current. Like mob movements, splitting a mob can be set for a date in the future. To merge these mobs back together, right-click on either mob and go to Merge Mob and select the mob you want to merge them with. You can only merge mobs if they are the same stock class. Bear in mind that if a mob has been split for some time, the live weight, condition score, and the management history of each mob might be different. So if their management history has differed, and it's important to maintain accurate records, it might be best to keep the mobs separate in Ag360, but run them in the same paddock. All of these functions can also be accessed via the Manage Livestock button, using a split or merge and the stock movements buttons.